Hi everyone, welcome back to Voices of Hope. Today I'm sharing a story that's very close to my heart. It's called When the Storm Broke. The story follows Bella, a 16-year-old girl living in a foster home where her dreams of becoming a writer are constantly torn down. Writing's her escape, her safe place, and the only way she feels alive. But one stormy night, everything changes, and Bella discovers that her words are more powerful than she ever imagined. Before we begin, I want to give a gentle heads up that this story touches on themes of emotional abuse and loneliness, but it's also a story about hope, healing, and finding your voice even in the darkest moments. So, grab a blanket, settle in, and let me take you into Bella's world. This is When the Storm Broke. Boom! Crash! Lightning split the sky outside, thunder rattling the roof above. But Bella barely noticed. She sat hunched over a battered old notebook by the smallest window in the attic, the place she called home. The flickering candle beside her cast shadows across the peeling walls, but her focus was steady, her pen scratched across the paper with fierce determination. Bella was 16 years old. Writing was the only thing that made her feel alive. She dreamed of the day she'd become a published author, someone who would share her stories with the world, especially her story. But she wasn't quite ready for that yet. Some stories still felt too raw to be told. She lived with her foster parents, who had taken her in when she was 10. They weren't cruel in the way people could see, but behind closed doors, their words cut deep. "You'll never make it as a writer," they said. "Your stories are nonsense. Stop dreaming. Do something useful." Useful to them meant cleaning, scrubbing the bathrooms until they sparkled, washing every dish in the kitchen, vacuuming and dusting until she could barely stand. And if her work wasn't good enough, they made her do it all over again. Once, when she didn't finish her chores on time, her foster father found one of her favorite stories and tore it to shreds in front of her. Bella felt like a prisoner. Sometimes she wondered what she had done to deserve this life. Maybe they were right. Maybe she really was wasting her time dreaming. But every night, when the house grew quiet, when the rest of the world slept, Bella would write. It was 2 a.m., now the safest hour, the time when no one was awake to take her pen away. Tonight she was writing about a ghost, a boy who wandered endlessly through the world, haunting a young girl, not to scare her, but because she was the only place he felt safe. The ghost didn't want revenge or chaos, he wanted peace. As Bella wrote his story, her heart ached because that's all she wanted too. Peace, safety, a place to belong. Finally, after hours of writing, she scribbled the last words, "The end." She stared at the page, her hands trembling. This was her best story yet. Something about it felt different, stronger, braver. And for the first time, Bella didn't second guess herself. She gathered all her stories, some fiction, some painfully real, and uploaded them online, submitting them to a self-publishing site she read about once at the library, even the one about her own life. She clicked submit, then crawled into bed beneath her threadbare blanket, her heart racing. She didn't expect anything to happen. Not really. Ding, ding, ding. The next morning, Bella woke to the sound of constant notifications. She rubbed her tired eyes and fumbled for her phone, confused. And then she saw it. "Congratulations. Your book has sold 87 copies. New review. Beautiful, powerful writing. I couldn't stop reading. Payment received." Her jaw dropped. Every single book she uploaded had been bought. People were reading her stories. Her stories. Bella couldn't breathe. Tears welled in her eyes as she refreshed the screen again and again. The sales kept growing. At that moment, something inside her shifted. She wasn't trapped anymore. With the money from her first payments and the royalties growing by the hour, Bella realized she could leave. She could finally find a place of her own, somewhere quiet and warm, where no one could tell her she was worthless, a place filled with peace where she could keep writing. 20 years later, Bella's a best-selling author now. Her books had reached millions of people, especially young girls like her, trapped, silenced, and scared. She wrote with honesty and courage, sharing the truth about her past and helping others believe in a future beyond their pain. She fostered children now too, kids who had nowhere to go, just like she once hadn't. Her home was filled with books, laughter, warmth, and safety. She read to them at night, brought them to her book signings, and told them the one thing she had always longed to hear: "You matter, you are safe now, and your story is worth telling." Bella's life wasn't perfect, but it was hers. And every time the thunder roared outside, she smiled softly, remembering the stormy night in the attic, the night everything changed. The end. Thank you so much for listening to When the Storm Broke. Bella's story reminds us that even in the darkest storms, there's always a way forward. And sometimes our dreams can carry us into a whole new life. If this story spoke to you, please like the video, leave me a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to Voices of Hope for more stories of healing, resilience, and courage. And remember, your story matters too. You never know how powerful it can be until you share it.